numerically driven, but others are just we're with those kids day in and day out, and what we're experiencing and how we're seeing them changing and growing and things like that. And so you can feel free to add that to your study. It doesn't have to all be about how they scored on this particular test, because we also know that can be affected by so many other things. They didn't eat breakfast that day, they had an argument with their parents, they showed up late, I mean, they might be absent, you know, things like that could also tank their scores. So you have to look at kind of the big picture.
That helps a lot, thank you.
And yeah, some of your rubrics are going to be more observational. They're not going to be the data-driven ones, or especially like the book club ones. It's going to be more, not from the heart, but more observational rather than numerically.
Do you find that for some of the research projects that are more just observation, that it doesn't work for all kids, and so you'll have your research and you'll find a certain group of kids that did not meet their needs, wasn't effective for them? Or do you find with the strategies it's effective for everybody?
Well, it probably depends on what strategy it is you're using. What I would say to that is you might find that it didn't work for everybody because not everything works for everybody. And what that might do for you is it might help you refine your research for like the next step. Okay, so I tried this and it didn't work. Well, maybe you want to look at, well, what could I do with this group of kids that didn't work for? Why did it work for them and not for them? So it, you know, we haven't found that it ends yet. Like, you know, we did a board and then oh, we're at our Leadership Institute in the summer, and we're already thinking about what are we going to do with it to continue it, make it better, and learn more about it. So, you know, it just might bring you to another question at some point in time.
So, like last year, we included our kids that weren't up to decoding, and we actually found a big aha. With that group, we had both of us had a couple students that were below in fluency, but they were decoding, but they were kind of like strategic, and good thing we used that strategy with them, because I know one of her kids and one of mine, they scored advanced on the CST and they jumped up in their fluency because we were using the comprehension strategy with them. We held them accountable.
Other measures were still identifying them as at risk. They scored proficient and above on the CST. So.
And their classroom work by the end of the year had like.
So they internalized it and were heavily relying on those strategies to help them. So.
Because our kids are different. Everybody's different, just like we are.
Thank you so much for having us.